Hi everyone, I thought I would do a fun little mystery unboxing for you. I ordered myself a little something and I thought I would share it with you. So it's come from Amazon, as you can see, and I have ripped open the hang on. Oh, there it is. I've ripped open the sleeve. I'm keeping it that way because it's got my address on, although, and here we go. So this is the item that I've ordered. I haven't got my light on, which is good because it's actually cellophane wrapped. Let's have a closer look. Small Wonders. Is that what it is? Yeah, I think so. 24 postcards for colouring, I think is what it says. Johanna Basford. So, Small Victories, I'm guessing it might say, but Wunder, I don't know. Anyway, so it's wrapped in a plastic wrapper. I'll unwrap that in a minute. So we've got some information on the back. The best-selling illustrator Johanna Basford. It's a 24 postcards. Yeah. Okay, that's as far as my German goes. So we're going to open up the packet now. These are fairly small. Postcards, which I also find is quite useful if you're posting them out, because sometimes I find that actually Hannah Carlson's postcards are a little bit bigger than some of the envelopes that I have. So these are, here we go, let's take off the packet. So we have a matte cover, as you can see, with the green colouring that we had on the book. And the length, I haven't got a ruler because I'm useful for that. This is a pen. Can see there's the size roughly. I think it's about the size of my husband's prints. Yeah. Now those are, it's a little bit smaller. These are they're waiting for me to photograph to put up on his copy shop. There are a quarter A4 for those of you in the UK. In America that means nothing. Anyway, here it is. Should we have a look at which images are inside? So let's open up. We've got all sorts of information here. I'll just show you. We've got a pretty border. We've got a website, which I assume is the publisher's website. And it's got a 2024 date and copyright 2023. Says it's published by arrangement with Penguin, which is interesting. And there we go. So let's move across. So we have got 3 images. Now this is from a page of 9 from her book. The sun has come out on the desk, which isn't ideal. Try putting the light on, see if that negates it a bit. Not sure. I'm going to see how it works out because it's gone back in again. So we have these 3. I think these are the size, almost the size here in the book. I did do a video series with these and I'm pretty sure they were quite small as it was. And here we have one of the boats. There was a page with 3 boats, and this is one of them, so that's quite handy. I suspect that's about the size of the book. I'm going to get the book once I finish flipping through, and we can check the size. I think that would be useful. Now here is our bug page. Now this isn't the whole page, I don't think. There's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. It could be the whole page actually. Yes, that was... I think so. I'm remembering because I've just finished doing the series, or bringing the series. I haven't shown you the back of the postcard. Here's the back of the postcard, and you've got a little border. There's a very faint picture. I think you can probably see it's the mushroom design in the background with this border of leaves, and then we've got the snail in the stamp space, which is just cute. So those are quite small. Now this is a slightly cropped version of the autumn mandala, that's what I called it anyway, with the apples and the acorns. And we have 8 cakes. I think, to be honest, I would have rather have had it. I guess you can't crop it and stretch them, can you? I think 4. I suppose it wouldn't fit, is it? If you did 4, you couldn't make them any bigger. But I think they might be the size they are in the book. As I say, we'll check in a minute. Just look at all the designs. I love this design. I love these in the book, and I didn't do these as a video, so I might do one of these in a bit for you on this video. Whoops. We have 2 of the towers. There was 4 on a page for those, so they're probably slightly shrunk. The sun's coming out again. Now this is from, oh, you can see it. This is from a page. Now there were definitely lots more images than this. I think there might have been 16 or even 20 images on the page. So they've cropped a few out there. Here's our lovely turtle. Now he was a whole page design, so he's a little bit smaller. He's not too teeny though, to be honest. I mean, looking at these flowers, I could colour those. You wouldn't be able to get any shading in there, but I'd love to do him again because he's just so cute. Now this is there was a sort of water design. I'm putting it that way because the fish, oh, actually the fish aren't all the right way out. Anyway, and it's just the sort of centre part. Now what I do with some of these postcards, the reason I bought them is I actually send them out. And when my husband sells stuff in his coffee shop, I usually pop a blank postcard in with it as instead of a compliment slip to write thank you on the back. I haven't made him any compliment slips yet. But I can write thank you on the back in pencil, and then anyone who gets one can then either frame the postcard, colour the postcard, rub off my message and then use it. You know, I just think it's quite a nice, useful thing. I think this is the summer mandala. Might be the autumn one. It's not the spring or the winter one. Can't quite remember. Oh, look, we have some of our planety ones, spacey ones. So just the 4. That's a nice one, isn't it? I love doing those. I did do a series of those. And these were also made into a series. So we've got 4 of the mushrooms. Obviously, that was a big page of them. Oh, we have 2 teacups now. These are side by side, so these have been moved, but they're going to be fun. To be honest, I thought there would be loads of pictures in this that I wouldn't be able to colour. But you know, because some of her other postcard books, they're so small and detailed, they're just completely daunting. But you know what? On this book, there's quite a few that could easily be coloured. So that's rather nice. Oh, there's this one. I coloured this one. So that's been shrunk because it was a whole page one. I'm looking at how small it is. It's not impossibly small, but you couldn't do much shading in the stars or the windows. Oh, this one's small. So this is my favourite page of her book because I just love colouring fruit and veg and things. But those are so teeny tiny. I don't think I would try and colour those. I think I would send that one out to someone, let them colour it or just enjoy it. And again, this one was a full page design, but this one doesn't seem too small. I don't know why. I mean, the fruit and veg is probably as small. I think it's because when I do the fruit and veg, I like to try and make them look realistic, whereas with this, I could just block bits in. I wouldn't really feel like I had to do it in a real way. Because the fish are drawn in a cartoon way, then I don't feel it needs to be real. I don't know if I'm making any sense. So this mushroom design here is the one that's there. So in case you struggle to see that, because it's obviously very faint, it's this one. And we've got that one. These are gorgeous. I really enjoyed colouring those in the book. Oh, we have the heart. That's quite small. To be honest, I probably wouldn't try and colour that. It's a teeny tiny. And these as well. Now the shelf, objects on shelves for me, it was a little bit random. It wasn't a page that I looked forward to doing. When I started doing it, I actually did enjoy it, but they're not, because there were so many in her last book, and I felt I'd had enough. And it's a bit random. I like things that join together. You know, it's just stuff. And also it's my worst nightmare having cluttered shelves. Now this one is a cut down version, I think, of a page in the book, because I'm sure that there are more, but oh, this one's really small, really small. I don't think I would try and do this one. And we have the narwhal. This one doesn't feel quite so daunting. You know, there's just a lot of detail, but it's not too bad. I think that's the last one. So what we're going to do is go and run and get my book, and show you some comparisons, and then we'll colour one. So just a minute. Right, I am back, and you can see the difference in size now. I also brought a ruler. So this is 15, it's probably 15 by 10, isn't it? By 10.5, that's right, which is in inches, almost 6, probably by 4. Yeah, almost, bit bigger than 6x4. So you can see how it compares to this. It's probably 2, not quite, of those. So let's have a look and compare the sizes of the pictures. I think that's quite interesting. So I've got this page, which is this one. I bookmarked the first page, and I feel, I'm just going to use my fingers as a guide, they're the same size. Okay, so those doable. That's assuming you found these doable in this book. And then the boat, I think it looks a bit bigger. You're going to have to bear with me flicking through because I didn't bookmark the pages because there's so many. I'm sure the boats are at the beginning. There's some boats, not the right ones. I hope everyone's doing well, by the way. Here's the boat. I think it's the same size. Look, yeah, it's the same size as that one. That bugs, we know that's small. That's the whole page of bugs, I think. Quite near the beginning. I did a big old video for those. Here we go. Yeah, look, that's the whole page of bugs. They're quite shrunk. I think that's a little bit tricky. And this one is near the front, isn't it? Nope. I usually know Johanna's books back to front where they are by the time I finish colouring them, but not so this one. I think I did it too quickly. There it is. So that is actual size as well. Now the cupcakes, I reckon they're actual size too. I know at the beginning. Apparently not. Sorry, if you want to have a proper see a proper flip through of this completed book, it is available on my channel. I realise it might be a bit frustrating if you're thinking, oh, I wonder how she did that. I think, look, I think these are a bit bigger. Hang on. Let me see. That's interesting. Then, oh, that's that one. That's that one. Let me just measure them with my fingers. That one's that wide. No, they're the same. It's the same size, so that's good. Now this one I think looks a bit bigger. No, same size. I'm going to colour that one in a minute. Stick a bookmark in there to remind me. So we have our towers. Where are the towers? So I think if you were able to colour in this book, then you should be able to colour. Let's just measure it. Yeah, sorry, it's those towers. Look, they're the same size. If you're able to colour in this, you should be able to colour in this, which is interesting. As I say, there's a few that seem a bit small. I reckon those are the size of the page. These are quite near the back, aren't they? This then? No, no. Similar, not the same. It's getting confused. Here they are. So yeah, those are the same size. Oops. Pity you haven't got any dogs. I'd like those, but yeah. See, this one's definitely smaller. Oops, my bookmark's falling out. Our lovely tortoise, which I actually did as a video. I think it might have been one of the first ones I did. He's so lovely. I can't find him. There he is. Yes, he's not hugely smaller. Let's measure it. So there he is from head to toe. Yeah, he's only about that much smaller. Really isn't he too teeny because there's so much white space around him. So that's interesting. This is a cropped version of the picture quite near the front, isn't it? There. Yeah, that's same size. This one's definitely smaller, and I think I said it was the summer one. I think it is. Yeah, it's the summer wreath. You can see it's definitely, so rather than it's about 3/4 size. And we have our space. ones, are they the same size? I think most things are, so I'm thinking maybe they are. That's that. No, they're a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. They're the bottom ones, like the bottom 4. These look bigger. I'm curious. There we go. Yeah, look. So that one is that size. Yeah, they're bigger. So that's interesting. Now the teacups. Where's the tea picture? It's near the front, isn't it? I think everything's near the front and it isn't. I'm sorry, it's flicking back and forth. It's a bit boring. You can always just skip on to the colouring bit if you've had enough of this. Flicking and flacking and probably going blurred in the camera and all sorts of things. Can't find it. You probably all know where it is and you're probably going, you missed it, it's right at the front, there it is. So it's these two have been put on top of each other and they're bigger than these. It's quite interesting, so they've actually blown up Johanna's pictures because she said she drew them to size for the book. You know, she actually drew them at this size. So they've actually blown them up a bit. That one is, let's see, it's only about that much smaller, which is interesting, isn't it? Now the bottle. Pretty sure, here it is. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a little bit smaller, isn't it? But not really teeny tiny. This one seems a lot smaller to me. So that's probably one I wouldn't want to do because it was quite small already. We've got the whole page worth there. I think it might have been better if they sort of done just a few. Just like 6 that way or something. But, yeah. Then we have our fishy scene. As I say, I didn't think this was too teeny weeny, but you know. It's definitely a bit smaller, look, because it being a full page. It hasn't been cropped at all. I mean, couldn't really crop it because of the rocks, I guess. Now these are big, which is nice. That's near the front, isn't it? Oops. I'm sure it's near the front. Here it is. So these look like they're bigger, but are they? Let's take the width of that. No, they're just the same size. I love colouring those, so it'd be nice to have another go. I really like how they came out as well. I can't remember what pencils I used. I've got a list. Oh, sorry. I've got a list here. I've got pencils I used. I tell you in my flip through. I'm not going to bore you now. This one looks really quite small to me. Yeah, it's probably not one that I would try again. But actually, did you see Johanna shared a video just recently where she just coloured over the lines of one of her pictures in gold pen? That was interesting. You could do that with this one and just use, say, a green and a pink, or, you know, I don't know. That might work. I've really knocked my tripod very square. Sorry. There we go. It's quite a bit smaller, isn't it? Now we've got the shelves, which I said I was daunted by doing. I think it was one of the last pages I did because I was like, ooh, scary shelves. And I certainly didn't do it as a video because it scared me. I was probably being a bit silly. But anyway, there's so many pages in here there. So we've got the whole page reduced to that. It's a bit small. But this page I really like doing. It'll be fun to do that one again. I'm pretty sure it was near the back. There's so many nice pages in this book. There we go. Oh, it's not. It's actually the whole page, because this one's chopped off too, so it's actually this exactly the same. Now this one is really small, isn't it? This is near the back. Here we go. It's very teeny. For me that's just too small. Sorry, a bit of a shadow over there. I shut the blind in the end before I came back on, and the narwhal. There he is. This is a bit smaller. Look. So if you already find this book too small, then obviously these postcards aren't going to suit you. But if because some of them are just a lot smaller. Now just to talk you through the thickness, I'm going to show it you like that. You can see their card. Now I would never post a postcard out without putting it in an envelope, not a coloured one, or not one at all, because I would think, I mean, if I'm on holiday in the seaside I wear a postcard, different thing altogether, but I would always protect it by putting it, sorry I'm clattering, by putting it in an envelope, because you know you've worked hard, or even if you haven't coloured it in, it might get damaged and then the person who received it couldn't colour it in. Right, I'm going to colour this very differently to how I did my original one. Well, oh, excuse me, we are going to start with the centres of the flowers. We're going to use Staedtler Design Journey number 16, which is, I'm just going to have a look, golden ochre, and we're going to do the outside of the centres. So I want it quite intense on the edge, a bit lighter in the middle, and I'm going to do all of them the same. Now these pencils, how are they going down on this paper? Well, it's not mega smooth, it's reasonably toothy. I haven't put anything underneath to protect the page below. I don't know if I need to because it's cardboard, but maybe I think it's fine. Oh, that's a very noisy train. So there is that bit. And then we're going to just finish the centre with a sand colour, number 11. It's like a brownish, yellowish. I'm going to go over what I've done and then just take my colour into the centre, just so that we don't have our flower centre just being one colour. And I'm feeling like I'm having to layer it quite a bit to get my colour to show up, but you often do with Staedtler Design Journey anyway. This paper definitely isn't the same as the book, but I wouldn't expect it to because it's card. There we go. Now I think I'm just going to do the flowers in a pink, and I'm going to start with 23. 23 is, I can't think of find the name. Now if you don't have Staedtler pencils, I do have some conversion charts in my Ko-fi shop which you can download for free. Which I think I've definitely got one with polychromos, 23 being Bordeaux. I'm going to do the bottom of the petals with these and then just fade it up a little bit towards the tip like that, and then I'm going to put another colour in after. Yes, so I have a chart. I may have a few, I can't remember which ones I've done. If you want one and I haven't done it, let me know, because I can pop one together. I'm quite like doing them now. I've been doing them I've done a lot, and I find them quite fun, so that's good. And they're there, there's loads of them ready for you to just download for free, so it's you can do that. Just gonna get in there and darken it a bit more. I feel like it needs layering up a little more. That's it. Oh, I nearly started here. Don't do that, that's leaves. So I really love these vine designs. I was going to do them as a video, and now I am in the book, but I sort of wanted to finish the book. I got to this point where I was so close to finishing, I just wanted to finish it. I love the sort of feeling of completion, you know, getting the book finished. It's so nice. So I just finished it and didn't take you with me on the journey sort of thing, but the flip through is there. You can see what I did with the vines. What I did is I did them all the same, so 3 on the page, and I coloured all the flowers the same and all the leaves the same sort of few colours, and they sort of all matched on the page, and I thought it gave a really nice feeling of they sort of matched. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I was happy. There we go. I'll just show you what I did. You probably might have seen it when I was just flipping through when I showed you the page before actually, but I was quite brief when I showed it. There we go. So I did them all blues and greens, sort of turquoisey colours, so they all matched. So that was a bit different. That's why I'm doing this pink, because it's different. I'm going to use the pink, which is number 25. This is a slightly reddish, almost like a carmine or a salmonish, not quite. It's not really very peachy, but it's not. I like it. I'm going to stop there to say I like it. So what I'm trying to do is just make it a little lighter on the tip than on the rest of petal, and despite the fact that it's a fairly small design, there's space to just fit in a couple of colours, so you can do that, which is nice. Obviously once I do these little berries, they're too small to do more than one colour in my opinion, and also the viney bits as well. I'm just keeping an eye on the time because I've got an appointment, a Skype appointment at 2, and it is 22, so I've got 20 minutes to get this done. I don't know if I will, but anyway, you'll find me starting to speed up a bit. I was going to do another set of videos as well, I just didn't give myself enough time. Actually, is that clock right? Oh, we had a clock change recently. I don't know if I changed the clock in here. Okay, so the berries I thought I would just do in a carmine. We have a carmine red, which is number 29. Excuse me, and I think it goes quite well with the pink. And I'm just going to block those in. I'm feeling that I'm tinting in the paper. I am a little bit, so I need to be a bit less hard, a bit gentler. There we go. I just do them all. And then the viney bit. I'm trying to think of what colour I'm going to do the viney bit while I'm colouring these in. I do love colouring berries. I mean, you could do them in the dark pink and make them look like they're sort of buds, but I think it's quite nice just to have a slightly different colour. I am going to do my viney bits in number 5. That's the green. I think it's sharp enough, but we'll see. And I'm just going to block it in. I'm not going to do anything fancy because of its size, and it's quite fun just blocking it in. I just heard someone get up and shut the curtains next door. I expect the sun is pouring in. It's the sun is on and off, you know. It's a sort of cloudy day. I thought it was going to rain earlier, but it didn't. You can never tell. I don't know if it's the same in all countries or if it's just in the UK. We're always talking about the weather because it can be quite unpredictable and changeable. Yeah, it can be sunny one minute and hailing the next. It was the other day. It makes it quite interesting. But you can never be over prepared, you know. Even if it seems like it's the warmest summer day, you tend to carry an umbrella just in case. which is fun, or a Mac. I don't tend to use umbrellas. I've got so sick over the years of my umbrellas blowing inside out in the wind, and then so I got some of these really big golfing umbrellas, and they don't blow inside out. But when you go in a shop or something and you've got this great big umbrella, you've got to sort of carry it about. I did find one really useful once, a very long time ago. I was in a bookshop which had a staircase in, and had my umbrella with me just because it was that sort of time of year. And I stumbled down the stairs and I twisted my ankle, and I was able to use my umbrella as a little walking cane on my way home. I think I sprained it actually, but I got home, it was very useful. So that was good. But I was with my sister and my dad, so I could have always gripped someone's arm, but as a teenager it felt a bit less embarrassing to just use the umbrella and sort of pretend I was just playing with it rather than actually needing it to limp on. So yeah, so it's useful, but I just don't tend to use them. And since I've had my hair cut and I'm using different products, my hair barely goes frizzy if it gets wet, so it's really good. I don't know, I think it's probably the products, because I know other people who are prone to frizzy hair who tend to still get frizziness in the rain even though their hair is well kept and, you know, cut regularly, etc. So I can't remember the name of the products. Bouclene, something like that, and very expensive, but seem to work really well. Right, that is the dark green. What I'm really tempted to do is go to my 52, the sap green. No, that's not what I want. I'm going to go to my willow green, and I'm tempted to just block in all the leaves with this, because I'm quite liking the idea of having a delicate leaf. So I'm just going to fill in all the leaves and see how it looks without doing any, it's too blunt, any shading in them. I rather like the idea, this green is rather pretty. Well, I was reading a really interesting article this morning on the BBC. I tend to catch up with the news on the BBC website. It's supposed to be politically neutral. There's a lot of people that believe it's not, but I think it's the most neutral page I tend to be able to find. But this wasn't a political story anyway, it's about aphantasia, which is what I have where I can't see things in my head very well. And they interviewed a person, interestingly one person from my hometown, which was quite funny because it's a national news story, not a local one, and also someone who was an artist, and they talked about how a lot of artists have it, and it's almost because they can't remember things in their head after they've seen them, they have to draw them or paint them or photograph them so that they've got that memory, because they can't store it in their head. But it was really interesting, and it showed the art of one of the people, but the art was it wasn't my taste at all, but I would say it was impressionist, not actual what they were seeing. So I don't know whether they really needed to use the art to sort of keep a record of what they saw when what they saw was so, what they drew was so different, painted was so different. But anyway, the one person they spoke to had this other condition as well, where she sees numbers as colours and hears, I think she tastes sounds or something like that, I can't remember, where there's some sort of sensory crossover, and I just think that's so interesting and fascinating. And she said in the interview, when she was at school, I'm going to use the 52 to fill in these bits. I'm going to put more colour down in the bottom here and then fade it up to the tip. She said when she was at school and she was doing maths, she often got the questions wrong because of the colours of the numbers when she wrote them didn't work together. So she changed her answer to make the colours work together. It's just, I just find it amazing. I mean, it would be really interesting to be able to taste music, or music make you think of certain colours, but it might be quite irritating. You know, imagine if every time you heard a song you could taste something really bitter. Ooh. You know, but interestingly, they interviewed someone who'd done a lot of research into aphantasia, who had actually come up with the phrase only 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And she's also found a similar condition, but almost the opposite, where people have called hyperphasia, I think, or hyperphantasia. I can't remember. I'm just grabbing my 5 because I've missed a bit over here, and where the person sees their imagination, and what they see is so vivid that they can't distinguish between reality and what's in their head. Now that's interesting. Anyway, I have now finished the little picture, so I hope that's okay. I had such fun, so nice, in the simplicity of it, I think. So I think that was why I really liked the Small Victories book, because the pictures were so small, you could do them quite simply. It's interesting, the green is a very slightly different shade. You see that? And these bits are yellow, they're not gold, but that's okay. But there we go, but there is that little book. So yeah, I thought I'd do a little mystery unboxing and colour, so I hope that was fun for you. Thank you very much for watching. I've got to rush off and do Skype, so have a really super day and happy colouring.